What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Jakayla A, and we're back with a Halloween nail art video. This Michael's brush I'm showing in the beginning of the video is the start of the video. But look at me, y'all. I'm a whole month early because y'all know I stay on the late show. So here we are doing a blood splatter nail. This is the easiest, quickest nail. I tried this technique from TikTok where you use a straw to blow it out after you put it on. I think my straw was too big. I think you need a coffee straw because I didn't really care for this. Altogether, I just start smearing it and making it random. And that's usually how I do it. Or I'll do my second technique that I'm going to show where I use a toothbrush. But honestly, you could use any type of device. You could even use the nail polish brush that comes with the nail polish and just make it random. Blood spatter is the easiest design you could do for Halloween. Here's my toothbrush that I use for nail art, but it's really like the more random and the more chaotic the better. You could also use your fingerprint if you want to get that effect. That's like a gory kind of effect, but these two methods I just wanted to show. I later on went on and did a pink one as well. You'll see it later. So here we are laying down some art gelish and on top of a pink base. I'll show you guys later how I did all of my bases. I basically just do them underneath, but that's a simple trick that you might already know for swatch sticks. This is our Mickey Mouse spider. So we do a big circle for the body, a smaller circle for the head, and two even smaller circles for the ears. And make sure you cure in between each layer. So I cured the body and the head circle, cured it. Then I did the two ear circles, then cured it. But you really could have did the ear circles and the legs at the same time. But you want that definition up against the head circle and the ear circles. So just make sure it doesn't get too muddy and that you keep like a crisp line in between the head circle and the ear circle so it actually looks like Mickey Mouse. I think it'll sell it a little bit more and it'll just look a little cuter. Also, don't come for me. I know spiders have 8 legs. I just did 4. I always do 4. Nobody ever complains and I always do 4. The whole video, I will be in and out talking y'all through every single design because it gets kind of like muddy and I just kind of do a lot of back and forths and I don't want you to get too confused. So now we're on our second nail for this set, and every set had 3 nails and I did 3 sets. Every set had 4 nails, excuse me, and I did 3 sets. So we're doing a mommy nail. This is also another easy one. I love this brush from Michaels. It's literally in the nail art. The regular art section is not for nail art, but it just works really well with nail art. It's 25 mm, which you know most striper brushes are 18 or 20. This one is 25, so it's very, very long. And I don't cut any of the bristles out of it. I just keep it as is, but it works really good, even for thin lines. But here we're doing like a little medium line to slash a thick line because we want to cover a long nail. And it's just a random straight line. So random placing of straight lines. Then we're going to cure it, and then we're going to put our eyes on. It looks crazy geometric right now, but once you throw the eyes in between, as you can see here, we're throwing the eyes in between those 2 lines, it completely ties in that it's a mommy nail. So some of these is like you got to just trust the process. It's going to come together eventually. So now here we are on our tan base. We're doing the very popular Scream mask. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of messed it up, but you'll see when we come to the white, it still came together, but it could have been a little bit better, and I've done it in the past a little bit better. But basically, we're gonna draw a figure 8 at the top and then fill in the bottom however, because we're drawing it to the edge of the nail. We don't really care about the bottom. We're just gonna make sure that it has a figure 8 or the top half of a figure 8 at the top, and then the bottom is just kind of whatever. And then we're going to cure that. So then we go in with the white. This is where I kind of messed up. The figure 8 needs to be outlined for the top, so the size of it is nice, but you want to make the bottom of the figure 8 a little bit smaller. I have like equal sizes here. You can see that my top oval goes in the middle, and cinches in the middle like a cinch waist, and then it comes back out, and I have another figure 8 at the bottom that's equal size. You want to make the bottom a little bit smaller, and you'll see why here it'll look a little bit more realistic to the mask. The point still comes across, but it'll look a little bit more realistic if it's smaller on the bottom. So use a dotting tool to make these sloped eyes. I always say that they look like peanuts, and they're leaned a little bit to the outside, like winged out. And then the nose is like a triangle, if I could describe it. And then the mouth is also like a triangle. You want it to be a little slimmer at the bottom. It's like a wide triangle. Or you can do a wide oval as well. I've seen it done like that, and you get the point across. Then just to sell the mask and sell the look a little bit more, I did highlight with white random lines. And then I also went back and drew in eyebrows. I don't know if I kept that part in. Did I? No, I don't think I did. But I did draw on very thin eyebrows just to sell the texture of the mask a little bit more. But once you see this face, it's kind of iconic. You kind of know exactly what it is. Then here we're drawing our pink spider, the same Mickey spider that we drew. And yeah, we just did it in pink here because this 4-piece set had a little pink theme. And I just wanted to go a little bit with the theme. I thought it would go a little bit better. Okay, and here is the reveal for this 4-piece set. We swapped out the blue, the red splatter for a pink blood splatter, which I think is also really cute, and it just makes sense in this setup. So that was number 1. And now we're going into number 2, where we're setting up for French. And with this whole second set, I basically did a little bit of each nail, and then you saw them come together at the end. Because in real life, when I'm doing this, you have to hear each layer so that colors don't bleed into each other. So it's a lot of back and forth into the LED lamp when you're doing nail art. So I'm just doing a French, which is the bane of everybody's existence that's a nail tech, okay? Customers and clients think that French is just such a simple, easy little thing to do. Hand-drawn French is not easy, especially when you're moving a mile a minute. But this is not a rant. That's actually another video that's coming soon. But I digress. So here I drew 4 dots, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Tried to make them very even, but leave a space in between so that we could create our bone. Basically, it's cinched in the middle like a cinched waist, and then you want to connect all 4 of the dots to that same line. And then the thickness, it just depends on you. Believe it or not, even though this looks like a very simple design, this was not simple to do. And I have a client that says she wants to come and get this bone design on all 10. I think by the time I get to my 10th nail, it will be the best one, and my first nail will be the worst one, because this nail actually took 15 minutes to do, because you want it to be even in width across the bone, but then you want the 2 circular joint looking, ball looking areas on each side. You want those to be equal. So you see I'm going back with the brush, I'm going back with the dotting tool, and I'm just trying to make it even. That's why the devil is in the details with this design, because it kind of sells it based on how uniform and even it looks. So yeah, this one is one that looked very simple, but wasn't that simple to do. Now to one of my favorite designs. I've done it in the past, and you can't really do it wrong because there's no wrong way to do it. This is the ghost design on just a little portion of the nail. You literally draw a half of a figure 8. Because you don't have to worry about the other half or the bottom. It's at the bottom of the nail already. Just draw a little swirl. It could not even look like this. I've seen people be able to pull this off, and it didn't even look the way I did mine. You literally just draw a swirly, wavy little white patch, and then you cure that. We're on to another very easy design. I think this comes from the Caroline movie. I haven't seen that movie, so I could be wrong. But you end up doing a color blocking and then drawing on like a ripped t-shirt, ripped hay sack design. I think you know by my description where I'm going with that, but we'll see it later. So now we're back to our fringe that we started this section with. And basically, we're not worried about the fringe being so clean because we're going to clean it up with our red. We're going to go in with our red. We're going to highlight it, and then we're going to use a dotting tool to basically place the dots there. And then I go up with my brush, my liner brush, and I make the line that connects to the outline of the French. You know, so you saw me outline the French or the smile line with red. Just make sure it's crispy and clean. You're not worried about the white being clean because you know you're going to come in with your red. Then you make your dots. This is how many drips you're going to have. Then you go up with your liner brush to that line to connect it to the smile line. And then go back in with your dotting tool to put emphasis on the drops. It'll also put more dimension on each of the drips. I feel like this would also be really cute if after you did your French, you went in with a top coat. And then you go in with your dotting tool. And then you use acrylic, like how you do a croc design. I feel like you could do that with this. This could also be more realistic if you added black to your red. I'm using the cherry red. But if you added black to your red, it could be more realistic. And then for our other one I was saying was real easy. You literally just draw on a mouth and eyes. That's it. That is one of the easiest and cutest Halloween designs to do. You draw the little ghost body, and then you do the eyes and the mouth. And then this is our hay sack / rip tee / blanket, I don't even know, design. I think it's stitches, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I think it's supposed to be stitches. But you do 2 color blockings. You could do 3. You could do 4. You draw a black line, and then you draw a bunch of random ruffled lines. Like, it gives like a ripped effect or like a stitches effect. And then here's our 4-piece lineup. I really like this lineup. You throw in a couple solid nails, maybe a couple ombre nails. And this is a set, baby. This is a set, a bling nail, and this is a set, like legit. I would do this whole thing as a set. I really like that one. And so now we're in for our last block, and I'm going to show you guys how I did all of the nails, the base for them. Basically, I just polished the inside of my swatch sticks instead of the top. And I did 2 coats across the board, and that's how I had all of my different bases. And I did that before the video because I didn't want the video to be too long. So here we are with our 9th design because we already did 8 of them. We're back with our 9th design. And basically, I'm drawing dots, but I'm making them elongated like oval so that I can connect them. And it's giving Pac-Man. Yeah, it's giving that I'm drawing a Pac-Man. I wasn't trying to draw a Pac-Man, but it just kind of looks like a Pac-Man. Yeah, like a Pac-Man. I don't play games, but I know what a Pac-Man look like. And it look like, if it don't like a Pac-Man, it look like the monster in the Pac-Man. So that was the one that we're going to do. Why am I talking about a Pac-Man? Child. Okay, so that's one that we're going to do. And then the other ghost, I hate, to say this, but it looks like what you think sperm looks like. It looks like a sperm cell. It's a bulbous top that looks like a balloon, and then the body drags out. You know what a ghost look like. You know what Casper look like, child. So draw one of them. Just for the variety, I drew different kinds, but you could draw whatever you think a ghost looks like. This is another really, really easy design. And we're going to draw stars. So we drew the dots at this stage. We cured it. Now we're going in. We're finalizing our face with the dotting tool. And then, did we cure it or did we go in? No, we cured it. We didn't have to. We could have just did all the steps together. But when you're in the midst of it, you don't understand how much time saving you can do unless it's a real client. So here we are for the 3rd stage on this nail. And we're just drawing our lines on our stars. It's not a typical star. It's like a star burst. You know, it's like a highlighted feature that you throw into nails to be cute. And I really like it with this nail because it makes it not so simple. So that's that. And that nail's done. Now we're going to do our pumpkin nail. I think I could have sewed this nail better if it wasn't a point at the end, because it would have showed off more of the pumpkin if it was a square, taper square, coffin, something like that. But whatever, we're dealing with all stiletto because that's the swatch sticks I have. Basically, rule of thumb with this one, when you're at this pumpkin yellow orange stage, try to draw a heart. Just try to think about a heart, but you want it to be very pronounced. You don't want it to be, because you can see I did it, and then now I'm going back to make it a little bit more full. Try to draw a heart with a big arch at the front. Then go in with your green. When you highlight this, it's going to come together a little bit more. And when I say highlight it, I mean when you put the black line. Putting black lines around your nail art really just make it pop. So when we go in with our black and we detail it out, I think that's what it's called. Like when you detail it out, it's going to sell it a little bit more. It just looks kind of weird right now. So we're drawing the stem, and then we're drawing like a curly leaf with just one curl in it. Now we're coming in, same liner brush that saved the day for this whole video. We're coming in, we're going to outline our whole pumpkin, add the lines to our pumpkin. Yes, it's giving basketball. No, it won't be giving basketball once we finish. Just trust the process. But yes, it's giving basketball. And then we're going to also outline our leaf, because that's what's going to make it not be so Spalding basketball-y. And here is our last sets. I didn't show that ripped up stitches nail because we already showed it earlier. But we brought back our blood splatter nail from earlier, and I think it goes really cute with this section. I hope this was easy because it was supposed to be, and I hope you guys really learned something and enjoyed it. Subscribe, please. I'm trying to wake it up. I've been in the 500s for too long, baby. I'm trying to wake it up. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.